Now, here on Escape to the Country, we get to visit villages all over the United Kingdom. We've been to the highest, the lowest, we've even been to the coldest, but until today, I'd never been to the one which claims to be the longest. So where have we come to find this rural statistical marvel? Well, join me in just a moment and I'll tell you. Today's house buyer is looking to start a new life by the sea. The tide must be in our favour as we get off to a smooth start.
Very nice.
Yeah? Look at you. Oh, is this all a bit cosy? Is this the sort of thing you had in mind?
Yeah.
And as our voyage goes on, we get closer to our buyer's dream. I get the feeling that you could do more with this one.
Definitely. Yeah. I can see my furniture in here already. Yeah, cosy.
Well, today I'm in the coastal village of Branscombe in Devon. Its high street is a mile long, lined with beautiful thatch and cob cottages, snaking its way through the valley behind me before finally reaching the sea and, of course, the Jurassic coast. Now, many people cite it as one of Devon's real beauty spots, but let's face it, that's high praise from a county which, frankly, is awash with beauty everywhere you look. East Devon is bordered by Dorset to the east and Somerset to the north. To the south lies the area's coastal region and the English Channel. The shoreline of East Devon is a World Heritage Site due to its wealth of prehistoric remains. This coastline is considered to be the only place in the world displaying unbroken evidence of 185 million years of evolution. Venture away from the shoreline and you're in the rolling countryside of the East Devon area of outstanding natural beauty, with unspoilt villages and towns like Ottery St Mary. Its parish church is a magnificent scaled-down version of Exeter Cathedral. In 1903, the Cannington Viaduct was opened for the Axminster to Lyme Regis branch line. At 600 feet long, this viaduct was the first in the UK to be built in solid concrete. The line was closed in 1965, but the viaduct is still a striking feature of the landscape. Devon is a county that regularly tops surveys for the quality of life on offer. So it's easy to see why so many people head here in search of the rural dream. Now, currently, the average price of a detached property here in Devon is some £358,000. That's some 7.5% above the national average. And the reason is simple. Devon, of course, is forever popular. And on a scorching day like today, with views like that, it's easy to see why. But there are two words which are also helping to bump up prices, namely sea and view. Take Salcombe, for example, one of the region's most famous coastal hotspots. There, something commanding a sea view can also command prices upwards of £600,000. But don't despair. If you shop around, there are some bargains to be had, particularly if you're prepared to compromise on access to the sea whilst finding a property a little way inland. And that is exactly what today's buyer is hoping to find. Jen currently lives in Woking in Surrey, in the 5-bedroom family home where she's raised her 3 children who are now all grown up.
I've been there for 22 years. I do find it quite hard, when I look round, I think of all the happy memories that I've had there, bringing my children up and my children have had, but it's just time.
Spurred on by the end of her marriage, Jen is now at a crossroads in life and wants to pursue a more rural lifestyle. Helping her with the house hunt will be her good friend Sharon.
Having Sharon with me will bring reality. I think I'll see something and think, yes, this is what I want to be, what I want to be doing, and Sharon will say, no, think about this, think about that, and practicalities. Sharon will look at the practicalities.
I am from, builders' family, so I will look at things logically for her, like she couldn't buy somewhere I know that needs too much work.
Jen grew up on the coast in the Lake District and yearns to be nearer the sea again.
I love being by the sea, I love being in the sea, I love being on the sea. Just love it. Just blows the cobwebs away. I could sit and stare at it for hours.
For Jen, it's now the time to leave behind suburban Woking and follow her heart to rural Devon.
The reason I've chosen East Devon is more because I can get on at Woking, or friends can get on at Woking, and the train goes straight into Axminster, Honiton and then Exeter. So it's an easy journey.
But it's not just the convenience that appeals to her. East Devon is also the perfect place to pursue a more peaceful life.
I enjoy my own company. I enjoy reading, gardening, cooking. I'd love a little back garden where I can potter, maybe a little greenhouse. I would like to grow my own vegetables, so I make my own chutneys, liqueurs. I've made a few liqueurs last year, haven't I? Actually bought some picked blackberries from Fens, made blackberry vodka.
Sharon thinks this will be a good move for her friend in more ways than one.
I think this move will be great for Jenny because it will be a completely new, fresh start, new people, new area, and she's very friendly, so she'll meet people, definitely, and make lots of new friends, I know.
I'll be more relaxed, just pottering, enjoying the sea, enjoying the countryside.
The area Jen has earmarked is between Sidmouth in the west and Lyme Regis in the east, within easy reach of the coast and either Honiton or Axminster, so family and friends can get the train down from Woking. With the sun shining on this glorious county, I'm meeting Jen and Sharon to kick off our house hunt.
Well, good morning. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Jen. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Welcome to Escape to the Country. Welcome to Devon on a blisteringly hot day. It is supposed to be the hottest day of the year today. Can you believe it? It's a part of the world I know extremely well. But what's brought you here then, Jen?
I grew up in the Lake District and I want to be back to the countryside, really.
Now, Sharon, you're along to act as that voice of reason, that foil.
Yeah, honesty.
I'd probably think, oh, this is where I want to be, it's really pretty. And then you do the practicalities,
Yeah,
wouldn't
tick
you?
all the boxes.
Yeah.
But let's just talk about the kind of property that you're after.
I'd love a cottage, character, wood burner,
Yeah.
beams. It's got to have a toilet upstairs.
Yeah.
But something just quaint, character.
bedrooms,
Yeah, two
minimum.
bedrooms, more if I could,
possible.
for the children.
Yeah.
And something with a bit of character, a bit rural, a little bit of a garden.
I think what you're describing is the classic Escape to the Country
is,
yeah.
modest cottage, isn't it?
Yes.
Chocolate box.
But of course, it's all going to depend slightly on your budget.
Yes.
So how much are you planning to spend?
It's up to £300,000.
I mean, in terms of what you're describing, I think it's absolutely doable. But would you be prepared to tweak anything, to improve it? A bit of DIY here and there?
Oh, yes,
Yeah, you
definitely.
like-
I love
you
doing
like
things like that. Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Now, in terms of location, do you fancy splendid isolation or do you want community on your doorstep?
I think I want to be fairly rural, but I don't want to be right in the middle of somewhere. So it's not too far away for me to sort of go and join in.
OK. I'm quite happy with that brief, actually. We've got 3 to show you this week and up to £300,000 of your budget to play with.
Good.
Lovely.
I'm excited.
Good.
Can't wait.
Very.
You should be. Come on, let's go. Follow me.
For her budget of £300,000, Jen is looking for a property with 2 to 3 bedrooms. It should have character features such as beams and a log burner, along with a garden. She would ideally like to be close to the sea and a station. We found a fantastic array of properties for Jen to view, but I'll only reveal the price at the end of each house tour. The final property will be our mystery house, which will provide a surprising alternative for Jen, as it's a very different take on a country home. Living close to the sea is the motivation behind Jen's escape, so we're starting our search in the pretty village of Musbury. From here, it's just a 10-minute drive to the seaside town of Seaton and its mile-long beach that's perfect for swimming and water sports. Musbury is a location which suits Jen's needs to a T, and the village even has its own pub, village shop, and a community which is very keen on growing vegetables. It's also a 10-minute drive from Axminster and its rail connections to Woking. Our first house lies in the very heart of the village.
So here we are. Property number 1. How about that?
Yeah, very nice.
The current owners have been here 20-odd years and
Oh,
they
wow.
have done everything. They've
Yeah, it
rewired
looks-
it, replumbed it. There was a garage there originally. They've made that into a really big reception room now.
It looks in very good order.
Yeah,
It
it
is.
does.
from this angle.
I think it does look quite big.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if it's big enough. Come on.
Okay.
The traditional exterior of this extended cottage belies its surprisingly glamorous interior.
Right, in you come.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah? Come in,
Very
Sharon.
nice.
Oh, lovely. It's nice and
Look
light.
at the log burner. Is it a real log burner?
It's gas.
Oh, that's it's
Okay.
still the effect.
Well, however, if you look over your shoulders into there, the dining room, can you see that glass cupboard?
Yeah.
Behind that is a blocked-up fireplace.
Oh, so you could always open it.
That would be my suggestion. Open it up, put in a log burner,
Yeah.
but that would give you the real deal.
Yeah. But that's still really nice, isn't it?
Yeah, and no mess.
Very nice.
Yeah? Look at you. Oh, is this all a bit cosy? Is this the sort of thing you had in mind?
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah? Right, let's continue then through the dining room.
Across the central dining room is the property's kitchen, which was first extended in the 1960s but more recently refurbished by the current owners.
Oh, very nice.
That's nice. This is big enough. You haven't got a family going to be in here, have you? It's just you.
Yeah. No, it's perfect.
In terms of a package that's ready to go,
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely superb. And I can't really recommend enough the location.
Yes,
No,
definitely.
it's
yeah.
beautiful out
yeah,
there.
Lovely.
Yeah. Let's have a quick look upstairs, see what that offers you,
Yeah.
and then we'll finish up in the courtyard.
Brilliant.
Yeah?
Okay.
Right, follow me.
Upstairs, this property provides 3 good-sized bedrooms, one perfect for guests with plenty of storage, and a smaller room currently used as a study. A modern family bathroom, complete with roll-top bath, adds a nice touch of luxury.
So this one we're thinking would be the master,
Ah,
because
good
it's got
size.
all this storage.
Wow, that would probably just about fit all my clothes, wouldn't it?
I was waiting for some comment along those lines,
Yes.
but yeah, hopefully it would.
Yeah, I think it would. They're really all good sizes, aren't they?
I mean, I think as a package, I think it's really interesting, actually. It flows nicely, it's all done.
Yes.
But I think if you wanted to inject a bit more classic sort of country
Yes.
character with a bit more wood, you know, some more classic sort of country features, you know, you could easily do that.
Yeah,
You've got the option.
yeah.
Good. OK, look, let's go out there to the courtyard. I think you'll enjoy this.
Accessible from both the living room and kitchen is the courtyard. It's almost a room in its own right, particularly on a day like today.
There.
Fabulous.
Yeah?
Very nice.
Compact,
Yes.
but
Yes.
easy.
Easy, and still can do a lot of gardening. Still have a few vegetables.
Yeah, these borders.
I mean, this is classic container gardening, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on a Mediterranean day like this,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it just comes into its own. I love the mirror over there on the wall, which is a nice little feature. Now, if you did want to expand your gardening ambitions, there are allotments in the village.
Ah,
So you could go down that route if you wanted to. And it's heart of the village, but it's still quiet.
yeah, it's lovely. Still hear the birds tweeting.
In addition, they've also added this feature here, a kind of curious sort of 2-storey shed arrangement. On the ground floor, you've got the rest of the white goods, and then above it, a sort of loft arrangement for all the other tools and bits and bobs you might want, you know, pots of paint and that sort of stuff that we all kind of collect.
It's really useful.
So then, ladies, shall we think about the value or the market price for our first property? Upwards of 300,000, you said, maximum. So then, Jen, it's going to be your house. You might as well go first.
£290,000.
290, OK.
I think £284,000.
Well, madam, you are pretty much spot on, but for 50 quid, it's on at £289,950.
Ah,
Happy?
very happy.
House is yours.
Thank
Go and
you.
explore. And I am going to sun myself.
Under Jen's maximum budget by some £10,000, this 19th century cottage has been transformed into a stunning modern home that offers the 3 bedrooms and entertaining space she needs for visiting family and friends. Location is everything with this property. It's just a 10-minute drive to both the sea and the train links of Axminster, meaning Jen will never be short of visitors.
See, everything else feels really cottagey.
Yeah, it's just
apart
this
from
room.
this room.
just make this more cottagey.
Yeah, it's
a
not...
lovely room, but you can do that later date.
Just
Maybe
have
put some
false
beams in.
it. Yeah, and do something maybe with a fireplace. I'm sitting on the fence with this property at the moment just because I don't know if I want something still with the original features in rather than me putting them back in, if that makes sense.
I think this house will suit her because she's got space for people to stay here with her, but it's not too big that she couldn't be able to manage it or feel uncomfortable here being on her own.
The things I like, I love outside. I think outside is lovely. I think it's really well done. I like the quirkiness of all the little flowers and the pots and things. I like the size of the bedrooms, the fact that there was 3 and they're all good sizes. I think my children would really like it. I think they'd enjoy coming to visit, and especially being near the sea as well.
What a day for house hunting. All done?
All done, lovely.
Oh, it's nice and cool in there. A little warmer out here.
It is, it is.
Are you happy with what you're seeing, Jen?
Very happy indeed. For my first house, very happy.
I don't think you could get a better start.
No,
Yeah.
really nice.
Well, it is just the start,
I
because we have,
know.
of course, 2 more to come. But in the meantime, ice cream?
Yes.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Devon is a county famed for its culinary heritage. Cream teas with clotted cream, fudge and cider. But 4 years ago, a new beverage was added to that list when Devonshire-born entrepreneur Cosmo Caddy created Devon's answer to Italian grappa, made using the waste grape skins from English wineries. Limited by the seasonality of vines, Cosmo had to expand its operation, and so the UK's first and only mobile micro gin distillery was created. For Jen, who likes to make her own liqueurs using the fruit in her garden, it's the perfect opportunity for some inspiration.
Wow, so this is it.
This is indeed it. This is the only mobile gin distillery in the country.
So how do we make gin?
Well, we start off with a neutral alcohol in the first bit there, which is the still. You heat it up, the vapour goes across the pipe into the middle, where it goes through all the smelly botanicals that we'll be picking. Then it gets nice, smelly gin-flavoured vapour, goes into the next bit, which gets cooled down with water and comes out into the bucket as very strong gin.
So what's all the ingredients that you've got here?
Right, so Ginny, our lovely bus, can carry 26 botanicals. And so the all-important one for gin is juniper. Then we have some rosebuds. We've got orange peel, lemon peel, grapefruit peel. We've got also angelica, orris.
So how many flavours can we choose to put in our gin we're going to make?
You have to have juniper in gin, and then you need your angelica and orris. They're good enhancers. After that, you can play around. You can get very complicated. There are lots of gins that have sort of 22 or 32 botanicals in, but they will have tiny amounts. I mean, when we're dealing with cloves, if we do a 60-litre run, we put 3 cloves in it.
Oh, yeah.
Because they have a lot.
They're so powerful.
So powerful.
So what would you recommend for us if we were making our own gin?
If you're making your own gin, then I think, if you like, do you like a citrusy sort of gin? I think if we went for 2 of the citrus flavours, maybe orange and maybe the lemon.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Can we add anything else like rosebuds?
And then I think we could put a couple of rosebuds in there as well. And then I think we could do a citrusy, rosy one on top of that. I think it'd be quite nice.
Very
Sounds
nice.
lovely.
Once Cosmo has measured out the essential botanicals juniper, angelica and orris, Jen and Sharon prepare the citrus peel and rose petals.
I hope I don't put too many in.
That's enough.
Is that enough?
Yeah.
With Jen and Sharon's mixture of botanicals all selected, Cosmo transfers the blend into a botanical basket, which he then places into the vapour chamber. The base of the basket is a mesh. So, as the alcohol vapour passes through, it takes on the aroma of the botanicals. Finally, the vapour is cooled in the condenser and out pours the gin. Gin is undergoing something of a renaissance in the UK, with over 40 million bottles sold last year alone. The mobile distillery takes 5.5 hours to produce 100 litres of gin, but today Cosmo is making a smaller batch, which is ready in just an hour.
OK, ladies, so this is the final product. This is what you have created. Would you like to try a little bit now?
Please.
Fantastic. Let's open it up.
Looking forward to this.
Lovely.
Ooh.
Oh, what do you think?
Do you know, I wasn't a fan of gin before this, but actually, I think we've made quite a good gin,
I
actually.
think you've been converted.
I have.
I think you've made a fantastic gin. I think it's absolutely lovely.
It's quite smooth, isn't it? It's
It
not.
isn't- yeah,
it
very
isn't.
smooth.
It isn't sort of like. Oh,
It's really different.
Yeah.
Very nice.
very nice.
Unique to you guys.
It is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On such a hot day, it's the perfect tonic for Jen as we turn our attention back to the house hunt. With our second property, we're heading deeper into Devon to the village of Otterton. Set on the banks of the River Otter and in an area of outstanding natural beauty, it's an idyllic location. Its attractive architecture consists of pretty thatched cottages and traditional cob houses. The local shop is run by the community, and there's a busy village hall, pub and hairdressers. It's a beautiful spot made more desirable by its proximity to the beach. It's certainly worth taking in the best of this location before we arrive at our property.
Does this, rekindle all those memories of childhood holidays
Yes.
on the beach?
Yeah, definitely. It's gorgeous, beautiful.
Well, this is Budleigh Salterton. If you haven't been here before, you will definitely want to come back, particularly on a day like today. And here's the thing, if you like this, I'm hoping you're going to like property number 2,
Ooh, hope so.
because it's 2 miles
Oh, my goodness.
inland.
Wow. I think I like it.
So the beach is going down well with Jen. Back in the centre of Otterton and overlooking the village green is property number 2.
So this is what we've come inland to show you. That corner plot there.
Oh, very nice.
Nice.
It's an interesting one, this. It's been relatively recently done up. I say relatively recently. You can pretty much smell the paint drying
Really?
when you get inside. Happy to have a look?
Yes, definitely.
Good, let's show you.
Yes.
This 18th century cob cottage was once the local lace shop. Now completely renovated and only partly furnished, Jen will have to use her imagination if she's to make this house her home.
Right, guys, come on in. Now, just...
Oh, smell
Yes.
the newness.
Yes. Unfurnished, which means you can see just how much space you will have. This, I would suggest, might be your principal kind of living room.
Okay.
You've got that room through there, which could be study or reading room, whatever you want it to be, or it could be a third bedroom
Right.
or sofa bed if you needed it.
Okay.
I mean, it really is literally a blank canvas, isn't it? It can be tricky to visualise these things when they're empty, to be fair. I'm getting the sense that you're struggling to see it.
Is this the lounge?
It would be the main lounge, however,
Okay.
next door I think is quite interesting.
Right.
Yeah?
Okay.
Come with me. There.
Oh,
That's nice.
You just live in this part of the
Yes.
house.
I would make this the
You'd just
lounge.
Yeah?
Yes,
I get the feeling that you could do more with this one.
definitely.
Yeah.
I can see my furniture in here already. Yeah, cosy. It's got that feel,
I
cosy
like this
feel.
a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Come and have a look at the kitchen. Now,
Nice.
modest but new.
Yeah. Perfect.
Nice.
Yeah.
Classy.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Nice.
You are such a relief because most people want huge open plan kitchen diners.
No, because it's only just me. I don't need anything as long as I can cook.
The original features and sympathetic restoration of this cottage certainly seem to be winning her over. In addition to the 3 reception rooms and kitchen, the ground floor also has its own bathroom. And that crisp modern feel continues upstairs, where there's a shower room, 2 bedrooms and plenty more charm.
Now this, I think, has to be the master bedroom. Not only is it the biggest, but it's got this lovely sweeping curve
Yeah.
in the corner, which makes it that bit more interesting architecturally, I think. But again, the sash window there
Lovely
looking out
view.
Gorgeous views.
onto the rest of the village.
I like the windows.
Yeah. So it gains on location in some respects because we're closer to the sea.
Yeah.
It gains on some of the facilities it has inside it.
Yes.
It does sadly mean that we lose a bit outside. But you'll see what I mean when we get out to this little courtyard area.
This offering certainly provides ample space for our solo escapade inside. I just hope that Jen can see the potential outside.
OK, so let's deal with the outside space, because I think this, in fairness, is where a certain compromise might have to come in. So where we're stood is a shared driveway.
Right.
However, you get all of that.
OK.
So with a bit of imagination, I could imagine you creating a walled garden that would actually probably be about 3 times as big as the one we had in property 1.
Yes.
Actually.
And it's obviously been used at the moment as a parking space.
Exactly.
But it doesn't have to be.
No, because you've got loads of parking out there.
You can go off street and make that private.
Yeah.
Yes.
Need some thinking.
Well, let's talk about the price then, shall we? Because obviously that's going to have an important bearing on all of this. So, Sharon, what do you think this is on the market for? For her £300,000?
£269,000.
£269,000, OK.
I'm going to go and stick with my 290 again.
It is currently on the market for £320,000.
Is it?
However, we haven't brought you here to disappoint you. We've had a conversation with the vendors and, you know, they would consider an offer in the region of your budget.
OK, OK.
So it's doable. That's why we're here. You know.
OK.
Well, I can see there are plenty of things for you to discuss. House is yours. Go and enjoy it, have a chat, and I will come and find you
Thank you.
a little bit later. Off you go.
At £320,000, the market price for this period cottage is over Jen's budget. But even with the coastal premium, there is room for negotiation. With 2 to 3 bedrooms, Jen can be flexible with the space within this property. Outdoors is a blank canvas that could certainly be transformed with some imagination, and its location gives her a 5-minute drive to the beach.
When I was going around the house, I thought it was beautiful. Loved it. Perfect. I loved all the quirky things, the curves, the doors, the shutters, the fireplace, kitchen, everything. It's the garden. Disappointed with the garden.
I think from today she's probably realising that she will have to make some compromises, but I know there'll be some compromises that she will not be willing to make. And I'm not sure what compromises she actually will be willing to make when it comes to the crunch.
How are we doing?
Good.
Yeah?
Very nice.
Yes, very nice.
Lovely.
Lovely.
Well, we are roasting today, and the day
Yes.
is not getting any cooler,
No.
no matter how long it goes on for. But that's it. Our house tours are complete for day 1.
Good.
Lovely.
Who's for a cold beer then?
Me,
Here we are.
please.
Come on now.
We're exploring the countryside and coast of East Devon to find a dream property for Jen from Woking in Surrey. With her budget of £300,000, she wants to find a characterful cottage to call home. Still to come, will our mystery house tempt Jen to become lady of the manor?
Wow.
Our mystery house.
Detached?
It's detached in a fairly large way.
And I meet a man who holds a lot of power in these parts.
Now, during your speech, Jim, you said, as you read out the charter there, that it's impossible to be arrested for the duration of the fair.
Let no man be arrested or hung, and that's because I'm the Lord of the Manor.
Now, as you can probably imagine, making escape to the country means that we spend long periods of time away from home, from our family and our friends and our loved ones. And whilst most of the time that's OK, every now and then something happens that means we have to drop everything, rush back and lend a hand. Now, sadly, this morning, that is what has happened to Sharon, so we wish her all the very best. Now, unfortunately, of course, that means that her journey with us is now over. But the good news is that Jennifer's journey most certainly isn't. We have one more property to show her, and that is our mystery house, a property which I'm sure will lift her spirits this fine morning.
For today's mystery house, we're heading inland to Wilmington, where I'm hoping to tempt Jen with country life fit for nobility. Another well-served village, Wilmington has a farm shop that sells a variety of local produce and also offers classic Devonshire cream teas in its cafe. Residents also benefit from a local pub and village hall. The Mystery House is situated on the edge of the village on its very own estate.
Jen, there we are.
Wow.
Our Mystery House.
Detached?
It's detached in a fairly large way. It is surrounded by lots of beautiful countryside, as you can see. I mean, is this the sort of thing you might consider?
I might do. It's got a really nice feel to it.
Now, I'm afraid to say you don't get that.
OK.
If only. However, we've got you somewhere in the old stable block.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But let's get on with it. Come on.
Yes, please. Can't wait.
Built in 1830, the estate is a fine example of late Georgian, early Victorian architecture. Originally built as a country house, it served as a Canadian military base during the Second World War and afterwards became a hotel. Today, 31 homes occupy the manor house and its outbuildings.
So, come through here, Jen.
OK.
Now, this is where we get a sense of what we are offering you. You see this gorgeous arch with the clock tower above it and the bell. So you imagine back in the day, this would have been a very busy stable yard. But the bit we want to show you is there.
OK.
So to get to your property, we go through that archway, in that door on the right.
Very nice.
OK, well, let's get in and see what you make of it.
OK.
Well, the Mystery House is making a good impression so far, but how will Jen react to the converted stables on the inside?
Right, ready? Right, Jen.
Oh,
Yeah?
wow. Very nice. Very nice. Not what I was imagining, but very nice.
OK, so come on, what were you imagining?
I wasn't expecting the ceilings to be so high.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the joy of the Mystery House. We do sort of gamble a bit with your expectations. And I can imagine with a nice wood burner in there, you know, you'd absolutely cosy it up. So that is currently electric, but a number of owners have put in pucker wood burners.
Right.
OK.
Yeah.
But there's nothing to stop you making this all feel a little more rustic.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Come on, let's have a quick look at the kitchen. It's through there.
OK. Nice kitchen.
Yeah?
Yeah. Nice size. Very nicely done.
And I rather like the fact that in here you've got that extra height.
Yes, definitely in here.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel quite, although it is, it's not as obvious as in there.
Yeah.
But this is really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice kitchen.
Come and have a look upstairs.
OK.
Jen's reaction to the downstairs of this property doesn't quite match her first impressions, but with 3 good-sized double bedrooms upstairs and a large family bathroom, this property does offer plenty of space for visitors.
I think this would probably do as the master because it's, I think, the largest of the lot.
I like the fact there's lots of light coming through the skylights. I don't know, I just feel there isn't that character.
I know what you're saying. I mean, effectively, you've got a room that looks as if it could be in a brand new build.
Yes, yes.
On a brand new estate.
Yes.
It just happens to be in an older shell.
Yes.
It's becoming clear that country charm isn't something that Jen is prepared to compromise on. But perhaps the mystery property's outdoor space might make up for it. It comes with its own small courtyard, but as it's set in a large country estate, there's ample space for Jen to enjoy relaxing strolls. It also benefits from its own gym, a swimming pool and sauna, a croquet lawn and a tennis court, which are all for the exclusive use of residents.
So, Jen, we'll finish with this because this is your immediate garden.
OK.
But of course, it overlooks this rather nice lawned, well, effectively sort of courtyard square, I suppose. So, shall we talk about the final element, which is going to be the price?
OK. I'm going to say £300,000.
OK, this is currently on the market for £255,000.
Oh, OK. A lot cheaper than what I thought.
However, I do have to tell you there is a service charge of £263 a month.
Right. Okay.
To take care of the grounds maintenance, buildings insurance it covers.
Okay.
And of course, providing all those facilities such as the pool, the gym, etc. Good. Well, look, go and have a wander around, get creative.
Okay.
Off you go.
Thank you.
Well, there we go. Our mystery house and its price, I think, have been an interesting surprise in more ways than one for Jennifer. But of course, she's clearly got some thinking to do.
Coming in £45,000 under budget, the mystery proposition is an unexpected take on Jen's property criteria. The former coach house has 3 bedrooms she requested and substantial gardens and facilities which I'm sure she'd enjoy. Although it's the furthest of the 3 properties from the coast, it is surrounded by fantastic countryside and is just 10 minutes from rail links in nearby Honiton.
When I saw the setting of the mystery house, I thought, wow. It was so peaceful, it was beautiful, the views, the countryside, gorgeous. The idea of the mystery house has really opened my mind to something like this, maybe where there's a lot of people together and there are the facilities, rather than a cottage sort of set on its own somewhere, most definitely.
Hey, Jen.
Hello.
This is a big place to try and find someone in.
It is, I nearly got lost.
It's nice though, isn't it?
It is lovely, absolutely beautiful.
Well, I've got just the place for us to sit down and have a glass of something nice.
Oh, lovely, can't wait.
And talk about what you do next. Come on.
During the summer months, villages and towns all over the country hold their annual fetes and fairs, so I thought I'd pay a visit to Axminster, where, for the first time in over 140 years, they're reviving a 900-year-old legacy, the Cherry Fair.
Morning, how are you? All right?
Today I'm meeting Axminster-born Cindy Furs, who heads up a group of volunteers responsible for the revival of this medieval occasion.
Well, Cindy, your efforts are at the heart of reviving the Cherry Fair. What gave you the idea?
So we got together as a group, thinking about things that we could do together, bring the community together, celebrate together. And we uncovered the fact that there had been an 8-day Cherry Fair that had waned, got lost in history, and so we decided to take advantage of it and start it again.
So effectively the Cherry Fair, it was an intrinsic part of the weekly Thursday market.
It was the special fair that started on the Feast of St John the Baptist. So today is the start of that 8 days.
Brilliant. And for Axminster, of course, you know, like any, rural market town, it's vital to have these events that do give us a chance to all come together.
It does make you welcome, make you feel like you're part of a community and just ingrained into that community.
After over 140 years, it's taken 3 months of organisation to prepare for today. Kicking off the fair is another local ancient custom involving the Lord of the Manor and, of all things, a glove. And I'm just in time.
Mr. Mayor, Your Reverence, ladies and gentlemen, I now have pleasure in raising the glove with the immortal words, "The glove is up." The fair's begun. Let no man be arrested or hung until the fair is done. God save the Queen.
God save the Queen.
Thank you, everybody.
It's certainly going down well with the crowds. For Axminster newcomer, Reverend Clive Sedgwick, it's his first time attending the ceremony.
I've been here for nearly 3 months and every week there's some new wacky event happening and this is just brilliant.
And what do you think about the plans to reinvigorate festivals like this?
Every time it's rethought and refocused, something new comes out and a new group of people recognise that they are part of something that's been happening for decades, centuries, millennia.
It's great to see the community embracing the quirky side of country life. But now I have the privilege of meeting the man himself, Axminster local James Rowe, more formally known as the Lord of the Manor.
There's a lot of symbolism in the glove, particularly when we go back into medieval history, isn't there?
The glove is basically the king. It's the power of the king is being devolved onto me as Lord of the Manor, and that glove signifies that power that is now in my hands.
Now, during your speech, Jim, you said, as you read out the charter there, that it's impossible to be arrested for the duration of the fair.
Let no man be arrested or hung, and that's because I'm the Lord of the Manor.
So we can all do anything.
Such power. Well, I got to give you permission.
Oh, I see. OK. Well, Jim, it's been a great pleasure meeting you. I couldn't think of a better Lord of the Manor. Fabulous. Well done, mate.
It's wonderful to see ancient traditions still playing a part in 21st century country life. But for now, it's time to see if Jen has reached any decisions on her move to this area.
Well, I promised Jen somewhere quiet and a glass of something nice. There she is. I'm hoping all of that has helped ease her mind to make sense of everything we've shown her this week. Let's see if it has. So, Jen, it's been a pretty eventful week.
It has.
It's fair to say. Sadly, of course, Sharon had to go home early, and we hope that's all resolving itself. But nonetheless, we were able to show you, and that's the most important bit, the 3 properties that we had in mind.
Yes.
Have we managed to sell any one of them to you?
I really liked property 2, and if I could put the garden from property 1 with property 2, then I think we might have had a sale.
Wow, that would be a very interesting property cocktail, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
What was it about property 1 then that didn't persuade you to go for it?
I loved it from the outside, from the moment I saw it, I loved it. There was just something about the lounge. I think I wanted it to be more cottage. I know I could turn it more and put it back to a cottage, but I think that initial, when I first walked in, I wanted to see an authentic log burner floor, that sort of thing.
Your search goes on.
It does, and I will go back and have a look at other properties in those areas too.
Well, Jen, it's been a real pleasure meeting both you and Sharon this week. Best of luck to you as your search continues. And as ever, let us know how you get on.
I will, thank you.
Here's to you.
Thank you.
And here's to Sharon. Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, sadly this week we haven't managed to find Jen the home she's been dreaming of, but I think we have managed to help define what it is she's looking for. When it comes to escaping to the country, you might think it's strange, but I don't always think it's about property. Much of it is about establishing that love affair with the region of your choice, and clearly this week Devon has not let us down. Once again, it sold itself to Jen, just as it always sells itself to me. I'll see you next time. If you'd like to escape to the country in England, Wales, Northern Ireland or Scotland and would like our help, why not apply online at bbc.co.uk/Be On A Show.